So here is how I set up my OneNote. You'll see on the left-hand side that I have all of these different themes and topic areas. My variables are psychological capital and work engagement and work environment. My target population is instructional designers, and I'm looking at two groups, those that work virtually and those that work in the office. So you'll see different sections here where I've documented research. If I click into psychological capital, you can see that as I was reading through the literature, all of these different things were coming up. So PsyCap is a personal resource, dynamic nature, outcomes, and you'll see some have the author name and year, page numbers, and then literally cut and paste from the PDF. In others, because I started out handwriting in a notebook and it was taking forever, you'll see that I scanned and just uploaded my notes so I wouldn't have to redo some of the work. So this is the early part of how my early research started to kind of develop here in OneNote. Then as I got into chapter 3 and writing my proposal, you'll see that there's some additional things that started to build out. So I do have sections on the seminal work for work engagement psychological capital. I added some research on COVID-19 and things that happened during the coronavirus. Obviously, there's not a lot in there. But then I put in a whole lot of information around data analysis, so different things about the approach, causal research, limitations, definitions, what's moderated regression analysis, G-power calculations, and you'll see I put in my screenshots here, so all I had to do was grab them, drop them into my appendices, information on the Hayes process, normality versus non-normality, parametric versus non-parametric. So just throwing in some notes in there. And this actually came about as I was preparing to defend my prospectus because someone suggested that I be prepared to answer questions like what happens if you have a type 1 or type 2 error. And honestly, at that point, I didn't even know what those were. So I needed to check them. And it helped me kind of prep and think about different things and understand at a deeper level. So all of those notes are in here. They may or may not go into the dissertation, but it's just my way of processing information. I also am collecting data through groups on LinkedIn. So I have information about LinkedIn. I have links to their user agreements and community policies. I have support for different things about LinkedIn, like using LinkedIn, and also US-based instructional designers instead of just focusing on a certain region. I also identified specific groups that I wanted to post in, and you'll see all of the names here. I included the links. You'll need those for IRB if you recruit through LinkedIn. And then I also put the admin's name, the number of people in that were members of the group. This helps give you a total target population number. And then dates when permission was received. And you'll see that I have some that say yes and then some that are listed as alternates. So I have a phase 1 where I'm posting to 4 groups and then a phase 2 where I'm adding more. I also included the text. This is the message that I sent to everybody to get permission to post in the groups, and I just cut and pasted and made the changes. And then once I got the permission, I screenshotted all the conversations so that I could quickly just cut and paste those right into the appendix of the dissertation. So that's how it's set up. The general themes here, sub-themes, and then all the notes. You can add links. You can drop in documents. You can cut and paste your notes. You can do all kinds of different